Why do people have to deal with being left out and treated like they are insignificant just because they are free spirits within their family? This is something that is actually common, and people deal with this on a daily basis, whether you realize it or not. And what can you do about it? I feel like the best thing you could do is just be authentic, be yourself, and not care what they think. It could get serious to the point where they would leave you out of so many things, like maybe special occasions, and make you feel like you don't belong. You obviously will feel like you're an outsider in your own family when you are free spirited, you question everything, you like to see things your own way in your own paradigm. And they don't understand that. Sometimes they don't want to understand that, and then they push you down and even joke around in passive aggressive way to attack you, and they bypass it to make it seem like they're joking around, but really there is some seriousness right behind that. And these things are very common when you are someone who change in their eyes if you haven't already embraced your uniqueness. Yeah, you could help them understand. You can help your family understand, your level of consciousness. And, if it's a religious family, then I personally would find that more challenging. It would be so rough because there's just so much brainwashing, so much programming that they've taken in so many years. It's their life, and they just can't understand why you're not like them. That's not my case. But even though there is some open-mindedness to see through the matrix that's in this world that's presented in front of you, that society wants you to take in, you still can be treated like you don't matter that much, or you're not supported like your goals. Your goals are barely asked. Your goals are left out in the conversation. Or when you try to join in a conversation, you're ignored, like you're not there, or you're talked over. And then when you're like, okay, guys, I'm talking, okay? So it's my turn to engage in this conversation. And like, oh, you're not speaking loud enough. Even though you're clearly speaking loud, that's just passive aggressive emotional manipulation. And these things happen. A lot of people can't relate. A lot of people have come to me and talk about their experience with their family. I'm like, hey, I can't relate. I used to relate more deeper back then when I was younger, but now it's kind of changing because that's what I worked on to manifest. I worked on better engagement, better communication, and openness, and so that's like working. That's working. So there's more confidence from me and more research and stability. So I feel like that's something that other people can do. They can work on within themselves, and ask themselves what can they do to change things, make things more better, and make a better outcome with interacting with their family. Because you can always change how change the paradigm how things are, and then make it better. So people can experience being treated like an outcast by everyone else in society, or fake friends, or when you do have like a awakening, and then some people notice, and then they just, of course, the cliche, you change, and they just can't stand it, and you get treated badly or ignored, or or the interaction is not the same as it used to be. And that's completely okay. Maybe they can get on your level. Maybe they're not. Well, what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna stick around? Are you gonna let them stick around? Is there some bad habits that they actually steal indulge into that you actually don't support anymore, because like before, you used to be into it, and then it changes, going through like soul retrieval or spiritual awakening, or you allow yourself to see things differently, and you're just like, I'm not all about that anymore. So how about we grow? People could grow together, and not everybody wants it, not everybody gets it, but you never know. Sometimes they actually can, and then you're reconnected with that friend again, or you will realize that there's a family member who actually can relate to you, and then you both become close together, and you can just talk about like a lot of things, and that's pretty cool. So these are like usual situations that can happen in our everyday life. And what I get out of, what I could see from it, my personal opinion from it is, okay, this is part of the journey. This is something usual. It is something that you usually see like in the spiritual community online, like in some Facebook group, people talk about it. Like, is your family supporting your spiritual path or not? Of course, many people say no. Some say yeah, but they don't completely get it. Sometimes they make fun of me about it or joke about it, but they're kind of getting it. Some kind of getting it. Some push you away. Some would, or it's like it's a religious family, they will probably kick you out and think that you're practicing witchcraft or you're a Satanist, which a lot of Satanists get such a bad rep these days. I mean, they always had, but it's like the satanic panic is coming back because of this whole crap. But regardless, if you're Satanist or not, it just so happen to be or Luciferian or Wiccan or pagan. Okay, you have the right to explore new things or get to know who you truly are, and no one to be in your way and stop you from like expanding in your journey. You're not gonna stop them. You'd be like, I respect your beliefs, I respect who you are. You're my family. So you can at least be mature to do the same thing for me. They can support your goals. They can support you, what your interests are, like in school, in high school or college, or what do you want to do after that. Maybe things change. Maybe whatever it is that your major was, whatever relates to that major, and then after you graduate or before you graduate, your interests change, your passion goes to somewhere else. Your heart's in another place, and I think it's essential that they can support you, and it would be essential that they can just sit down and understand instead of be angry and impatient. And most people can agree with that. Instead of making things so complicated, then just listen, or get out of their life, period. Or if you're not going to listen, what's the point of you being a parent in the first place? So I feel like that's something that a lot of people can at least like sit down and self-reflect on. And maybe if there's something that they don't like about their family member who was conscious and free-spirited, maybe there's something about themselves that they see with them that they just can't accept, and they can learn to accept it, because we're all here learning from each other. But some parents would feel like they don't have to, because it justifies them, because they're the parents, they don't have to engage or anything. Well, what's the point of being a parent if you're not going to do that? So step away. So when they're going to treat someone else like they're their parent, or you find a father, mother figure, guardian figure, whoever, or someone else, don't get angry because someone else is doing a better job. What I feel like one of the most important things is make sure you accept yourself fully. Make sure you understand who you truly are before anybody else tell you who to be, because I find that's important anchor, one of the most important anchors in life, so you don't have to like jump in, fall into that depression, and then you suffer emotionally and mentally, and then it can become physically, and down the line, obviously it's spiritually. It is important to practice self-love. It is a practice, an everyday practice. So, because people aren't going to always be there for you. So it is a great thing that you look within and find that anchor. because I feel like that's like the best thing that you can do. Is also you can help other people who can relate, because like you're gonna actually run into a lot of people who are gonna be looking for guidance. So you already will have that confidence and know what to do and know what to say and you know where to start, tell them where to go from there. And I find that very helpful to deal with these situations. And maybe down the line, you know, your family members will understand more and will actually be interested, and that will be a big surprise to you. So until next time, you know, like, subscribe, and share. And I had written a new blog for my Ancient Bloodline of Light WordPress. So it's about understanding and working with ancient gods. So check that out and share it. See ya.